So, hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about human heart. Human heart. We will understand how heart functions, what are other structures that helps the human heart to function. Okay, we will understand the electrical activity in the heart, the great vessels involved in it. We will understand what are the function of let's say all the chambers and few diseases that are involved with it. So let's look into it. First of all, first of all, let me make a heart in the way we see it. Okay. So let's see how heart function. I'm dividing the human heart in four different compartments and deliberately I am making this part of heart little thickened. The wall of this heart, this side of chamber, little thickened. Later on, I will explain you why it is little more thickened than any other part. Okay, let's understand. So you know that all the blood that are being used by human cell contains, let's say, all the toxins, and by the toxin, let me call something which is known as carbon dioxide for a better understanding. Let's leave the toxin. Let's just understand carbon dioxide. So the carbon dioxide containing bloods are known as deoxygenated blood. So the deoxygenated blood is carried by from the whole part of the body by a vessel which is known as vena cava. Vena cava. So vena cava is the vessel that collects all the deoxygenated blood to this part of the heart. And let me tell you what is this part of the heart. This part of the heart is known as right atrium. From the right atrium, the blood goes towards other chamber. This chamber is known as right ventricle. But one thing I need to clarify here, that this structure, small structure that I have drawn, something like this triangle, these triangle actually are known as these triangles are actually known as valves. Tricuspid Tricuspid valves. What are valves? Actually, it only allows blood to come in this direction and prevent the regurgitation of blood back to the right atrium. If it regurgitates, you must be in trouble. Okay, you must be in trouble then. Now, from the right ventricle, blood, obviously, the right side of the heart is having deoxygenated blood. The blood goes to the lungs. Blood goes towards the lungs, and in lungs, we all know we have oxygen. So this vessel that carries the blood towards the lung is known as none other than pulmonary artery. Now you must be thinking why it is termed as artery, because arteries carry only oxygenated blood. But understand this thing: veins carry blood toward the heart, and arteries carry blood away from the heart. So here the blood is carrying away from the heart. That's why it is known as pulmonary artery. From pulmonary artery, the blood is oxygenated and then it is carried back towards the left atrium. The vessel that is carrying the oxygenated blood, let me draw it like O2, oxygenated blood back to the uh, left atrium, it is known as pulmonary vein. Why vein? Because it is carrying blood towards the heart. That's why it is vein. That's why it is vein. So when we write the difference between arteries and veins, we need to write it in this manner also, that arteries carry blood away from the heart and veins carry blood towards the heart. Okay. Again, we have two valves here. Here we had three valves. Here we have two valves. These valves are known as either bicuspid valve, either you can call it bicuspid valve, or we can call it mitral valve. Again, it prevents the regurgitation, backflow of the blood. And from the left ventricle, aorta carry blood to whole part of the body. Ab now, why I have made this wall thickened? Because imagine this wall have to push blood with greater force so that it goes to whole part of the body. Even the blood has to come back to the heart. That's why this wall is thickened, because it requires more pressure. More pressure needs to be generated. That's why this valve is thickened. Understand? So this is how circulation happen. Now, how the heart beats now. So in the right atrium, somewhere here, we have something known as SA node, sinoatrial node, also known as pacemaker. Pacemaker. This pacemaker generates some electrical potential which is carried to the whole part of heart, which causes heart to beat. And with SA node, we have also something known as AV node right here. AV node, atrioventricular node. From the SA node, the electrical activity comes to AV node, and from AV node, it is carried to whole part of the heart by some structure known as Purkinje fiber. Purkinje fiber. And this is how the heart beats. So in a hole, in a hole, what happens? Blood to right atrium, from right atrium to right ventricle with the help of pulmonary arteries to lungs, from the lungs, oxygenated blood to left atrium, from left atrium, the blood moving towards the left ventricle, and from left ventricle, blood go to whole part of the body with the help of aorta. Understand? Understand? So, few diseases. Again, I told you, if regurgitation happens, it is known as mitral regurgitation. Mitral regurgitation. And it is a problematic situation, causes lots of breathlessness and everything. Okay. Thank you so much. I hope it is understandable. We will meet again. Thank you so much.